Hello everyone, welcome yourselves to another episode. My name's Joe and we're JBW Construction. Obviously, it's not our usual scenery. Me and Charlotte are in Crete at the moment. We have been for a couple of days, but I promise you it's not a holiday vlog. Charlie Boy's been Barcelona off Sonar Festival, going large at Pasha last night. So not Pasha, Elro. So well done, Charlie Boy. Yeah, my dad's taken the opportunity to pinch Dane off me whilst I'm away. And my dad is actually doing what I think is his last roof. So that's quite a lot on its own. It's mad to think that that's his last one after everything he's done. But from now on, he's going to be saying no to helping people. So good for my dad. He's now moving on with his life a bit. But yeah, and well done. I actually couldn't believe it this morning. I woke up, said to Dane, you've got to send me videos. He was like, I'm not doing it. And he sent me a load of videos over, so we'll talk about Dane a bit later in the episode. But I have just spent the last 2 days eating all-inclusive food, going mad with the food, and me and Charlotte were out last night, so I'm feeling a little bit guilty. So I'm going to take myself to the hotel gym, but the first couple of days here have been amazing. Sauce, I think it's called, in Crete, and we just love it already. I will show you little bits and bobs, but we'll try and keep it as much work related as we can. So let's go and have a look and see what my dad and Dane have been getting up to.
Good morning everyone. So this week's going to be a bit of a different video. Joe's living it large in Greece, so it's going to be me and John on the camera this week. So let's knock on for John's. Morning, Jono.
Oh, good morning. Right, well the boss is away, the mice will play. It's a bit early yet for Weatherspoons, isn't it?
Yeah, save that to about 12 o'clock.
We may as well go double D's, full brekkie, and then go and push the brush around a bit.
Yeah.
And shovel, and then Weatherspoons.
Sounds good.
Oh, do you know what? We might get told off for using are you allowed to use branded names?
And what?
Videos.
What?
Be alright. Right.
No copyright here.
I'll grab my phone.
Right, so we arrived at the job. Me and Jono have just set the scaff up here. We'll show you a little time lapse of that. I'll get up now and get John to tell you what we're doing.
Right, start again. You can't have that.
So what we're doing today, Jono?
Right, so this is his cousin's house, and the headlap on the tiles on a roof of this pitch should be 75mm minimum, and it's either this row or that row. The headlaps where the tile laps over is 8mm. So this roof's been on a good 25 years now. So all them years of the headlap not being correct, water's been trickling through. With it being the old-fashioned bitumen sarking fell, exposed, it only lasts so many years, but all the years of the water dripping through, it's dripped a big line across, rotted it through. Then when we have these proper heavy downpours, unfortunately, it's been raining in the house. So, ridges off, tiles down, refell, re-lap all the lats at the correct distance to give it the proper headlap. So as you can see now, we've stripped off. If you look here, "14" 11.5, which then results there 8mm headlap on the tiles. So the water's been sneaking in for all them years, hence all the felt's rotted, and heavy downpours pours in house. Let's put it right. Not far off now, just nearly over the top section of where the hole was, and we'll be watertight, but this week the weather looks fine anyway. Well, that's enough now for today. They're all back on. We're going to go and grab some sand cement ready for bedding ridges tomorrow. That's us done for the day.
For the week.
Bit of liquid refreshment due to the very hot and humid temperature today.
We've had an hard day, haven't we, John?
Proper graft today, proper graft. Well earned that. Anyway.
It's actually hotter than Greece here right now.
Yeah, it is, it is. Far warmer here than Greece. Anyway, we'll try our best tomorrow to turn in, but we are staying out now for the rest of the night.
Welcome to a new day. So the lads have done great there yesterday with my dad. I didn't know it was for his cousin, to be fair, but they've done a really good job. They are back today to put the ridges back on, which should look well. Charlotte has done her thing of, what's the word, Char? It's not arguing, it's...
Arguing?
No, to get this room upgrade.
Negotiating?
Negotiating.
No, I didn't negotiate. They made a mistake.
Yep, there you go.
And
so
I was like, you need to sort it.
People make mistakes, won't get away with it with Charlotte. So yeah, we've somehow managed to bag this, which is amazing. So for the next few days, this is us. I have made the mistake of reading a business-minded book, which is making me quite unsettled because I just want to go and do stuff, but taken away from this, which I'm going to talk about. But yeah, first, let's go back over to Dumb and Dumber and let them finish that roof.
So we're back, it's Tuesday morning. We're back at the roof job. Just got a mix on here.
Just about to plod on, put the ridge tiles on. None of this screwing the clips on and rolling out the ridge cover underneath with sticky back. We're going back to the traditional method, using a piece of 5-inch T&G. We're going to chisel apart the groove off to help sit the ridges on and bed them. And before it gets too hot, hopefully we'll be done before dinner.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed.
So that's it for now, we'll show you as we go on.
So we've took the groove off the T&G now, got it lined up in position, and you just follow the groove now. And rebed the ridges as they were originally. And that's it, done. All bedded on. Time to drop the scaffold, sweep the roof off and get out of here.
So, well done to my dad and Dane. That roof looks really good. I can hand on heart say that I don't think they're going to have a problem with that roof for many, many years. But yeah, it's nice that that's the last of it for my dad now. He's always fell into the trap of when you work for someone, let's say, like me, some of my early customers now, I might work for them for 40 years. And then when I want to retire, if they've got a problem or they want a little job doing, you feel obliged to do them. So well done for my dad, finally going to start saying no. He doesn't want to go on roofs anymore, which is understandable, especially with his dodgy tower scaffolding. Something else that I want to talk about now. So I said I wanted to talk about Dane at the beginning of the episode because there's a lot more to Dane than he lets show. Bit of a keeps things to himself a little bit, but I've known him for over 20 years. He's one of the first best friends I ever had. So I know him really well and I want to give him a bit of credit, which I think he deserves. So Dane's last job was conveyancing and he was very good at it. And he'd done it for a few years. doing quite well for himself, and but he was never happy. It was an office job, something that he never wanted to do. I hope Dane doesn't mind me telling everyone his information, but he was just doing a job that he didn't enjoy, and he wanted to become a tradesman, and he spent a lot of money on a course to become an electrician, which is something that's happening, that he's in the process of doing. But I've been reading this book. I'm not going to mention what book it is just because I don't know if you're allowed to or not. But it talks about when you're trying to do well for yourself and stuff like that, you have 5 buckets that you want to fill, and you want to fill them in the right order. So the first 2 buckets is what you know and what you can do, which is basically your knowledge and your skills. That's buckets 1 and 2. And then after that, it's who you know, what you have, and what they think of you. So it's your network, your resources, and your reputation. So the reason why I'm telling you about this is because the first 2, what you know and what you can do, your skills, can never be taken away from you. So you'll always have that to fall back on. Whereas like I started with that when I first started JBW, and as time's gone on, I've got my little network going. I've got people I know. I've got good resources. You know, I've got my van, all my kit, little lockup and stuff like that, and my reputation. Now, those last 3 can be taken like that. You're only as good as your last job, and if something terrible happened now, I'd lose all my last 3, but I'd have my first 2 left. And I obviously know quite a lot. I'm just about to turn 28, but I know how to build a house inside and out, and I can actually do it as well. Something to fall back on. So that's what I've been reading, something that I've noticed. And the reason why I want to give Dane some credit is because he's not looked into anything like this. He's just done this off his own back, which I think is quite clever. But he knew that he wanted to become an electrician, so he's put himself out there and he's paid for a course. But in the process of this, when I approached Dane and said, look, I need another lad. It's not going to be electrics, you know, but it could be a foot in the door because it's really hard to get a job in construction. Dane said, yeah, and we've not looked back. We're having a good time. But he was offered a massive pay increase to continue doing what he was doing. Now, if he would have done that, and he would have done that job, if he would have lost that job, he would have been back to the beginning of, you know, struggling to do. He wouldn't be able to do what he wanted to do because he wouldn't have learned it, and he wouldn't have the knowledge or the skills. So I'm trying to get this across. I hope you're understanding what I'm saying. But basically now Dane is filling his first 2 buckets of his knowledge and his skills now, cracking on and doing it with something that he enjoys. As soon as he gets through this stage now, he'll have that forever. And like I said earlier in the video, me and Dane have worked because Charlie's been away. We've been working. I'm saying, lad, you need to do these videos for me because we need to keep the YouTube up. We need to keep the videos coming out. And he was like, nah, I'm not doing it, And he convinced me that he wasn't going to. And he smashed these videos. So I'm going to get this video to a close.
No.
Going to get this video closed out now. But I hope I've come across with what I'm trying to say here. So if there is something that you're doing or there's something you want to do, make sure you fill your first 2 buckets first. But yeah, well done to Dane. Make sure everyone's leaving him some comments saying well done, because I think he's done really well. Better than what I was like when I first started doing them. Impressed with Dane, aren't we?
Yeah. More Dane.
More Dane. Yeah, we'll have a bit of that. But yeah, we're having to have these videos short because I'm struggling to download it being abroad. So yeah, thanks for watching everyone. And we'll see you probably a little bit later in the week.